Alright boys, welcome back once again to another video. How you guys doing? Guys, today we're going to be going over the This Week at Bungie blog post from Bungie themselves, which is a weekly blog post that's posted every single Thursday to let players like us know what's going on with the game. Now, This Week at Bungie basically goes over everything that we need to know about the Destiny content vault within Destiny 2 that's going to be coming up upon Beyond Light's release. Now, for those guys that don't know what the DCV is, here is Bungie's definition. The Destiny Content Vault is a new content model being implemented in Year 4 of Destiny 2 to create a sustainable ecosystem where the world can continue to evolve in exciting ways and where we can update the game more quickly. Each year, we will cycle some destinations and activity content out of the game and into the DCV to make room for new experiences. Basically, what this means is that Bungie take old content, move it in the DCV, Bungie take new content, and put it where the old content was previously. I'd imagine that a lot of the stuff that goes into the DCV can maybe one day make its way back into the base game, but we'll just have to see as time goes on. So this week at Bungie talks about everything that we need to know about the DCV. I'm just going to go ahead and jump midway through because they basically explained everything that I just explained. The point of the blog post is to answer a lot of the questions about the DCV, and they go on to say that most questions are answered by this rule of thumb. When a destination goes into the DCV, so too do its PvE activities and its rewards. But there are some edge cases, and we want to be crystal clear with players about the details of what is going to be staying so that there's no confusion and everyone can prepare. Today we're going to explore what Destiny 2 will look like on November 10th, and then we're going to spend some time helping you plan your gameplay to finish up some quests, triumphs, and complete your collections. The first thing that Bungie goes over is the strikes that are going to be moving to the DCV, and we have 7 of them. Over to the left, you can see some that are new to Destiny 2, which is the Will of Crota from the Cosmodrome. Europa has one that is redacted, and the Devil's Lair and the Fallen Saber Strike that are going to be coming out in Year 4 as well. Now, I hope that Europa has more than one strike. If Bungie's going to be getting rid of 7 strikes, then they're going to have to make up for this in some way. I assume that the Europa Redacted is basically taking the place of multiple Europa strikes, but we're just going to have to wait and see. Europa is supposed to be one of the biggest destinations Destiny's seen in a while. Pretty much Beyond Light was supposed to be Destiny 3 originally, so I imagine there's going to be a lot more than just one Redacted strike that we're going to see, but we're just going to have to wait and see for Beyond Light's release. Bungie then moves on from the strikes and they talk about Gambit. Gambit pretty much being merged from Gambit and Gambit Prime into one core game mode, as well as having 4 main maps for Gambit upon Beyond Light's launch, and then moving Cathedral of Scars as well as Kel's Grave into the DCV. I'm not the biggest Gambit player, but I played Cathedral Scars and I hate that map. Kel's Grave I always thought was okay. It was kind of a cool looking map, but not really one that played well. They also leave a note at the bottom basically talking about the Gambit Prime armor perks, that they're going to be reworking a lot of the Gambit gear to make way for this one core mode that they're building with Gambit. So we're just going to have to wait and see on how this is going to work whenever Beyond Light comes out and see all the changes that they're going to be making to it as well. Moving on from Gambit, Bungie talks about Crucible and the maps that are going to be moving into the DCV. As you can see, there's quite a bit over here. I'm not exactly the biggest Destiny PvP player. Last week I went flawless in Trials for my first time. I don't really play PvP all that much, but from what I can see, a lot of my favorites are currently going to be in the game at Beyond Light's release, so I don't really have anything to complain about. Over on the right side, I don't really see a single map that stands out to me as one that I actually like, so yeah, I guess this is a win-win, but for my PvP players, you guys can let me know in the comments. Now, moving on from the Crucible maps, not only are some maps going to be put in the Destiny content vault, but some game modes as well. Basically, Bungie talks about how they want to streamline the Crucible experience to have more people in queues and basically get people more into the core modes of the game. So they're going to be moving some into the Destiny content vault, which would be Supremacy, Countdown, Lockdown, Breakthrough, Doubles, Momentum Control, and Scorched. Not the biggest fan of Momentum Control and Scorched going into the DCV personally. Momentum Control was always a really good game mode for PvE players to jump into to get PvP quests done. Stuff like hand cannon headshots are really easy here, grenade launcher kills and multi-kills are really easy here, and Scorched is just a fun party mode. I think that Destiny could definitely, really benefit from more party modes in the game rather than just Mayhem. It kind of makes me sad to see that Scorched is being taken out of the game for now. The The ones that are going to be available is going to be Rumble, Clash, Control, Elimination, Showdown, Survival, and Mayhem Clash. So at least Mayhem is going to be sticking around. Aside from Momentum Control and Scorched, I see no problem here. I think it's overall a good thing that Bungie streamlines the Crucible. But again, not the biggest PvP player here. Bungie also clarifies, by the way, that Trials of Osiris isn't being touched. So you'll be able to go to the Lighthouse, do everything else the same. It just comes down to the maps that you're going to be playing on. Now, moving on from Crucible, Bungie talks about raids and dungeons. Basically how none of the dungeons are being taken out of the game and put in the DCV. Prophecy is going to be temporarily, inaccessible because they're going to have to release a patch so that it'll be able to be playable. I'm not exactly sure the technical reasons behind this, but Prophecy staying in the game, Pit of Heresy, Shattered Throne, everything like that, as well as the raids that are going to be sticking around and go into the DCV. So the ones that are going to be available with Beyond Light is going to be the Europa raid, Last Wish, and Garden of Salvation, as well as Vault of Glass whenever that comes out. So we're going to have 4 raids in year 4, as well as the Leviathan raids and Scourge of the Past being moved to the DCV. Me personally, Leviathan in and of itself is a pretty good raid. Scourge of the Past, I don't really like that much, but it's kind of fun. But I'm not going to miss any of these raids, and I hope that Bungie can craft a Destiny 1 raid-like experience where all of the raids are extremely unique and actually really fun to play, as I didn't really care too much for the raids that Bungie's been putting out as of late. Now, moving on from this, they go on and talk about exotic quests, and they list a bunch of exotics right here where the quests are going to be entering the DCV because maybe there was a quest that was based on Mars or Mercury or Leviathan or any of those places where you're no longer going to be able to access. Now, the weapons that, that are here that stand out to me personally that you probably want to get your hands on is probably Legend of Acrius, Sleeper Simulant, Ace of Spades, Last Word, Jotun, Izanagi's Burden, and Thorn. They say that the quests are going to be going away for these weapons, but you'll still be able to earn the weapons themselves, but just by other means, without actually doing a quest. They say that we still want new and existing players to be able to earn these legacy exotics, so in year 4, they're introducing a kiosk, a memorial kiosk in the tower for you to be able to go to and get the exotics from there. I don't know how this is going to work, so I highly suggest going ahead and doing the quest to go and get the weapons themselves, just in case it's kind of annoying to actually earn these things. Bungie also clarified that the Anarchy and Terrible weapons will be in this memorial kiosk, as those aren't tied to quests, those are just, raid drops, but pretty much any exotic that you will no longer be able to earn is going to be in this kiosk. Now, moving on from this, we have the exotic catalysts that are going to be available and moving to the DCV. The ones that are going to the DCV that you might want to pick up is going to be Whisper of the Worm, Outbreak Perfected, maybe Sleeper Simulant if you want to go through some pain, Legend of Acrius, and definitely Izanagi's Burden. All the other ones don't really know too much about, don't really care too much about either, but just make sure that you pick up the ones that I just listed just in case. Now, that's pretty much it for everything concerning the DCV and the stuff that's going to be going in it and the stuff that is going to be staying. Bungie does a minor Q&A here, which I'm going to highlight some of the questions. What will new Guardians experience with the year 1 campaigns going away? And they basically said that they're building a new expanded Guardian origin story on the Cosmodrome for free-to-play players, and it's designed to introduce you to the world and mechanics of Destiny and prepare you to play. The Forsaken and Shadowkeep story campaigns will still be playable in year 4 for anyone that owns those expansions. So for anyone that's coming new to the game, you're going to be getting an entirely new experience. I guess it's going to be semi-story driven as well as very tutorial based. Hopefully Bungie can do a much better job, crafting a tutorial for newer players here than they have in the past, as I know that a lot of players would really appreciate that, as there's a lot to do in Destiny and things can get a bit confusing. Moving on from this, there's a question about will some of the seasonal content from year 2 be sticking around, and Bungie clarifies that no, the Forges, Reckoning, Menagerie, all of that stuff is going into the vault. The Season of the Forge quest, Gambit Prime and Reckoning, Season of the Drifter quest, as well as Benedict, Werner, Menagerie, and the Season of Opulence quest, and the Pinnacle and Pursuit weapon quests that are associated with that, so make sure that you go ahead and hop into these activities and get your stuff done. Aside from this, that's pretty much it for everything in the DCV. The last thing that they mention is a Prime Gaming pack about stuff that you can get with Twitch Prime, which is going to be an exotic emote standoff, the Neon Helix Ghost Shell, the Vest Exotic Sparrow, and the EdgeB01X ship. But aside from that, that was everything that was talked about in today's TWAB, as well as everything that you're going to need to know about the Destiny Content Vault. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments down below. From the looks of it, quite a bit of stuff is going to be entering the content vault, so I'm very curious as to how big Destiny Beyond Light is going to be. Destiny Beyond Light was supposed to be Destiny 3 from the get-go, so I assume that there's going to be quite a bit of content in this DLC release. Hopefully Bungie is able to make up for the fact that a lot of stuff is going to the DCV, but we're gonna have to wait and see. Let me know what you guys thought down in the comments down below. I'm very curious to see how this all works out come November 10th. But guys, that's it for me. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.